Hi Arlington, it's Diane Mahon. I'm a candidate for re-election to Arlington Select Board. Currently I am chair of Arlington Select Board, a position I've held several times over the 20 years that I've served on the board. What I'd like to do is tell you a little bit about how I came to be on the board, what it is I care about, and why I desperately am asking for one of your 2 votes to re-election to Arlington Select Board. In a nutshell, it's my tagline, because she cares. I really do care. If you ask anyone who knows me, they'll tell you one thing about Arlington and then one thing about Diane. They're pretty much synonymous. I moved to this town when I was 8 years old. We were looking for an apartment to rent, couldn't afford to buy here in Arlington. Back then, in those days, you go up and down the street in East Arlington, and where it said room for rent, you go and meet the landlord. And we met this lovely lady who overlooked the fact that it was a 2-bedroom and there were 6 of us. 2 parents and 4 kids, and we moved there. I went to Hardy School, and then it was called the East, now Gibbs, and Arlington High School, graduated in 1980. At some point, affordable renting in Arlington wasn't affordable for us anymore, so we moved to what was then known the Veterans Housing in the Projects, Mahon Manor. So I'm very familiar with coming from a fairly low-income family, but finding a way, because of the great community we have here in Arlington that took care of me when I was growing up and attending Arlington Public Schools. Met my husband, we married in 1981, started our family in 1984 with the birth of Johnny, 1989 with Rebecca, and 1992 with Cindy. I was involved in Arlington. I signed other people's papers so they could run. I made sure I voted, but local elections wasn't something I was really looking at until my first year as PTO president at Brackett School. A political decision was made by the then 9-member school committee that we were going to close Brackett and Pierce. And that just made no sense to me. We had just closed Locke, Cutter, Parmenter, Crosby, and I could see the new Arlington families moving here. And a large part of it was because of the schools. So I became townwide PTO president for 9 years, organized a group, Friends of Neighborhood Schools, got a lot of other parents with expertise in statisticians and demographics, and we did a study. It's still down there at the planning department, called Where the Children Are. And as we went along and the numbers increased and we got town meeting members who agreed with us, it came out that Brackett could stay open but would have to close Pierce. And that made no sense to me, because half the Pierce community, half the students were our Metco students, a program I care about very deeply from its inception. And I couldn't imagine Arlington, and can't today, an Arlington without Metco, because Metco students were a lot like me. Somebody who came from limited means, but if there was someone willing, like a community like Arlington, give you a hand, you could find it here. Thankfully, the 6-3 school committee voting to close Brackett and Pierce flipped to a 8-0-1, and Brackett and Pierce remained open, and we kept the Metco students. Since then, I ran for a seat on the Board of Selectmen then, in '97, lost. People encouraged me to give it one more time, one more try, because they really believed in me and my candidacy and what I said I would do, because I had been doing it long before I was a member of the board. Ran in '91, was thrilled when I was elected, have run each and every time with the same fervency, the same worry. Everyone tells me, don't worry, you're going to get reelected. Everyone knows about you, but everyone doesn't know about me, which is why I'm sort of giving you not the Reader's Digest version of how I came to be. Over the years, I've worked on debt exclusions, overrides. I've co-chaired 2 of the school debt exclusion overrides, once with Jeff Thielman and Charlie Foskett, and most recently with then Finance Committee member Steve DeCourcy, my colleague, and Dean Carmen. But you can ask anyone in the school committee, the years that I'm not co-chairing it, I am still a worker bee, because I bring that passion, I bring that energy, I bring the people that believe in me and have gotten me here to the table, and we work very hard because we care about this community. So I really hope you will consider me for one of your 2 votes for re-election. It's a job I continue to do, and being a member of the board affords me the opportunity to do that job a little bit easier. Any information, I'm on Facebook, Diane Snell Mahon, maiden name Snell. Can you snell that? I get it. Diane Mahon for Select Board. You can always email me at dianemahon@verizon.net. I really hope I've gotten across the point that I really care about you, I really care about Arlington, and I really wanted to continue serving on Arlington's Select Board because of everything I can do with and for you in the future. Thank you and God bless.